Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Yes, You Can Have It All Summit. I am your host, Nancy Matthews, as you know, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network. And today we're going to have a conversation about the path to having it all and perhaps even explore what might be the missing piece. My guest today is Betsy Rosam, and I'm so glad you had time to be with us. Thank you, Betsy.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here today.
Awesome. And it's going to be a great conversation. So make sure you get a pen and paper handy to jot down the notes in this interview with Betsy. And let me share a little bit about her background, and then we'll dive in to the conversation. So Betsy Rosam is an Amazon #1 best-selling author, certified speaker, and counselor who works with people to switch their self-talk that no longer serves them to language and thoughts that propel them to have more successful and richer lives. She uses her expertise and skills to guide her clients in making life-altering, permanent changes in a quick and easy way. Yeah, we want that. Life-altering and permanent, quick and easy. Give it to me, girl. She recognizes that our success in business is also related to our personal success. While working with women business owners, she found that many postpone any sort of personal development. And she knows that when our thinking or feelings aren't in alignment with our goals in our business, we end up self-sabotaging our success. This is true for being happy in our personal life and relationships as well. Betsy has a whole toolbox full of useful skills that she uses to help you change any limiting beliefs that may have been programmed into your subconscious along the way of your life's journey. She is a certified EFT practitioner. We'll talk a little bit about that, as well as advanced Psyche facilitator and Reiki 2 practitioner. After retiring from 20 years teaching middle school home economics, personal development, and peer counseling, Betsy received her Master's of Science in Mental Health Counseling from Nova Southeastern University and holds a ministerial license with Universal Life Church. She has a passion and a quest to assist others in creating and attracting their very best in their careers, their home, and their family life. And you will feel that shining through as we begin our conversation with Betsy. Hello, my friend.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here today and sharing in this You Can Have It All, because I really believe that we can have it all. My starfish is my my logo, and some people ask me if it's because of the cute little starfish story on the beach, and I say no, it's because a starfish can lose its arm and grow a new one, and it's a huge symbol of infinite possibilities. And if this little starfish can grow a new arm, it certainly says that we can have it all. So I'm really glad today to be sharing with you about what might be missing in your business, and the answer is you. We have a tendency to put everything else in front of ourselves, and we can't give from an empty well. And I have seven things that might be holding you back. And all of these things are just some things that might be your blocks. It's certainly worth your time to investigate and see if they are, because there are quick fixes to them.
All right, very good. So the missing piece is something in here. Everything starts with us. I love the starfish, and I didn't know that about starfish, that they can regenerate like that. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some signs that maybe we think we have it all, but we're missing something, or there's something out of balance? How would that show up as a clue that there's maybe a limiting belief or a subconscious pattern of self-sabotage going on? What would that look like?
Well, I have not making money, not having clients, not following through. But I have a list of 7 things that really, like the fear of success or the fear of failure.
Mm-hmm.
They show up, and we may be self-sabotaging ourselves because we're afraid that we can't do it all. Especially with people think of success, fear of failure is fear of failure most people have, but really most of us entrepreneurs are a fear of success because we're not sure that if we have it all, how are we going to handle it all? And
Well, let me share it, because I think that's very common, and I run into this with myself as well as working with others, and they think it's fear of failure, but it really is fear of success. And I see two pieces. One is the concept, I feel so busy now, if I have it all, how am I going to handle it, like you were just saying.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um,
And here it is. It's knowing that we can have a team, and that just flows into the next sabotage, which is the inability to trust.
mm,
And I want to say that all of these blocks are actually linked to our developmental stages in childhood. You wouldn't think they are, but they are. Fear of success or failure is linked to stage 4, which is grade school, age 6 to 12. There's some developmental tasks in there that something occurred during that time, and it could have been a teacher, a sibling, a kid in the neighborhood. Didn't necessarily have to come from a parent, but I know for me, the fear of failure was huge because of an issue that occurred to me in 4th grade. And going back and working through that released that. And the thing about this journey of going back is you don't have to, years ago we did inner child work and it took weeks and months and years. And we don't have to do that with energy psychology tools. We get it done, boom, 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 we're done. And it's quick and it's easy, and you don't have to relive a lot of stuff. You just have to think about it and tap it away, and it's gone.
yeah. Well, let's talk about it. We'll talk about EFT and tapping in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to share what this thing in 4th grade was?
I loved school. I was a straight A student until I hit 4th grade. And in 4th grade, and I loved to read, and she assigned us 5 book reports. And I went home and I read, and they weren't big books, they were little books back then. And I read my 5 books and turned in the book reports, and I was so excited. And she gave me an F. And I was like, what? She said, well, I assigned you 6 book reports and not 5. And I got an F on my report card.
Wow. First time ever.
First time ever as a straight A student.
Yeah.
And it triggered this huge failure in me. And when I went home, being a girl in that time when I was told that I didn't need to be smart, I just needed to find a man, I didn't get in trouble for the F. So it was like, oh, it doesn't matter. And so it really, it took me, my first college experience, I just barely got by. And when I did the work, the energy psychology work on that, when I went back and got my master's, I graduated with 3.95 GPA, which was huge accomplishment for me, especially doing it at the age of 51 with menopausal memory loss.
Major kudos, my friend.
Yeah. Thank you.
So when this happened and you made the decision that it didn't really matter how you did, and that your job wasn't to do well and excel necessarily in school. Wow. Fascinating.
Huge.
So again, I love what you said, that the quick and easy way, the methods you use to support people to find these missing pieces is going back. And it's not about reliving it or dredging it up, which, I don't want to spend my time back there. It sucked then. I don't want to go back, right? Yeah.
But the thing about it is it's going to keep coming up unless we shift it.
Address it. So tell us about how EFT and Psyche, those tools work to quickly get through these things.
Well, meridian tapping, of course, is tapping on meridian or energy points, and they're specifically located on our face and our collarbone area in our hand. And what happens is an emotional trigger that is locked in there around a situation. And you don't even need to know the situation necessarily. You just have to be aware of the feelings around it. And you tap it out, and it releases the emotional charge. With Psyche, and to me, I call it getting rid of the garbage, taking the garbage out. But when we release something, we need to put something new in. And that's where the side K comes in. And I'm developing a system where I combine the two together as one.
Awesome.
And you're basically putting a new affirmation or a new belief in. For me, it was, I'm an excellent student. I make great grades. And feeling it, and just hearing me say it that way, I know I believe it on the subconscious level. And so what we do is we muscle test, which is kinesiology, and kinesiology is not woo-woo. It's the same principle that is used with lie detector tests. And so we muscle test to see what our subconscious believes to be true or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you muscle test, and I remember muscle testing on being a good student, and was like, no. And so my subconscious didn't believe it. No matter how much I thought, my subconscious, that belief was still there. So when I did the Psyche balance, which is some brain gym poses and a affirmative message that you give in your brain. And when I did that and put the new belief in, it took less than 3 minutes to do that process.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. All right, good. So you got the tools, you got lots of different tools in your toolbox. Do you want to share, more about these 7 areas? I know that's part of your free gift too, isn't it?
Yes. In fact, you don't really need to, I go into a little bit more detail in them on the free gift.
Okay.
And also with the free gift, there's a video on how to muscle test yourself.
Even better.
And how to do some meridian tapping.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectionism, some people think that this is a blessing, but it's really not. It's a time thief. When we have to do over and do over. And I remember my first business coach, she said, Betsy, I see you as get ready, get set, get ready, get set, get ready, get set. When are you going to go? Because I didn't feel it was perfect enough. And then I was like, okay. And it's so interesting how sometimes we don't see these as blocks, but yet when we work with a coach or somebody else and they point it out, it's like, oh. And for me, being able to have the tools, I went home and I cleared it really quickly.
Right. And that's when we are inside of our own story, we have we don't have the objective perspective that a coach can bring in. And I love that's the work that you do with people. Where what's going on in your life? Here's the results you want. You're not having them. Let's look at your life. And through you're an amazing coach, and I've seen you do that questioning process that causes those light bulbs to go off with people. That's what it's about, helping them discover for themselves, because that's where transformation happens.
And here's the thing: is every good coach has coaches of their own.
Yeah,
I do. I have business coaches. I have spiritual coaches. In fact, I just finished a session the other day with my spiritual coach. The onion keeps getting peeled,
Yes, it does.
And life happens, and I believe life happens to show us the lessons so that we can heal and be our best and have it all, because
right.
we are meant to have it all. I really believe that.
Right, so listen, tweet this. Perfectionism is a time thief. I love that.
Thank you.
Love that. Okay. All right.
And it also makes us difficult to work with others, because when we expect perfectionism from ourselves, we expect it from other people. And we could be difficult to work with if we're looking for perfection. So it's kind of a dual time thief. It's like comes in the back door and the front door.
Right. And you left the door open for him to come in too.
Oh, yeah. Right? We can close that door.
Let's close that door. Okay, good. All right. What else? What else should we?
That's a stage 3 from preschooler. That comes in from preschooler 3 to 6, and that's when we're learning yes and no from our family.
And seeking approval and wanting to get it right. And when you come home from school and you get a 95 and your mom or dad says, how come you didn't get 100? Yeah. That's the perfectionism programming. Got it.
Not finishing things you start. And this is lack of focus and clarity. And it shows up because we don't know how to prioritize our lists. We aren't sure about the processes in our business. And it affects our business profits because we we're running around doing all these things, and we're not finishing what we start. And that's stage 4, grade school, ages 6 to 12. That's when that occurs. And it's really interesting because I remember doing a visions class, and we learned about how our vision is wired in our brain. And crawling as an infant, people wouldn't think crawling has anything to do with vision, but it has to do with distance vision and up close vision. And children that get glasses at an early age probably didn't crawl long enough.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting what wires our brain at certain times. And this is why this work I do is so important, because we don't, we're walking around, we don't really know what we don't know. And this is really important. Black and white thinking. This is the all or nothing. And this thinking doesn't allow us to think out of the box. And how many times do we see this either or? It's like, wait a minute, there's so much more than either or. This or that. You got to think outside of the box. But black and white thinking, again, that comes up in stage 3, which is preschooler, between the ages of 3 and 6. And so that's limiting to us. And there's a way to release it.
Right. And it can also cause you to not try, because the only outcome of not trying is either black or white. You don't see that there can be progress made along the way. Like every step forward is getting you closer to the thing you want, the successful business, the relationship, all of that.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. What else? I think we got a few more minutes, and
feeling socially awkward, and that's during 12 to 15. And again, when we have low self-esteem and we feel socially awkward, it shows up when we're at networking events and we don't have the confidence in ourselves. And we don't have the confidence in ourselves, people sense that.
Yeah. Well, and it'll also stop you from picking up that phone and building the relationship and making that connection beyond the event that you meet them at.
Yeah. And then fear of speaking in public, and that's huge. And that's, again, grade school. That happens in grade school.
That's where mine goes back to. I'm over it now. I tapped it out. I went to workshops. I did all of that, thankfully. But
because there's, and that can stop us, especially if we have the kind of business where we need to be on a public stage and we need to be out there and share our gifts with the world. And part of having it all is to be able to do that.
Love it. Love it. Was that all 7?
That was all 7. Yeah.
Well done. Well done. So I want to encourage everyone to go ahead and take advantage of Betsy's generosity. Click on the link below and you'll get the free gift. You can go to her website, BetsyRosam.com, BetsyRosam.com. And if there's an area of your life where it's just not at the level where you feel like you have it all, or maybe there's stress all around, reach out to Betsy. She is an extraordinary coach. So good that we have her as part of our team as well. So reach out to Betsy. You want to give your contact information as well?
Well, the free, this information is on BetsyRosam.com/free-report-summit.
Awesome.
So that's where you're going to get that. Also on my website, towards the bottom of the page, I do have the link to the program where it's on the self-modules of what's holding you back, release it, let it go, reprogramming the inner child, renewing our lives. And this is where all this work comes from. I've developed. So BetsyRosam.com is where you can get in touch with me, and my phone number is on that page. It's 772-812-6730. And that's pretty much it. And awesome. Thank you again, Nancy, for allowing me to serve in Women's Prosperity Network.
We appreciate you, all the gifts you bring, and the breakthroughs that our clients are, so we do business coaching and it's a robust program, obviously. And when somebody is procrastinating or we see those signs of perfectionism or fear of success showing up, once they go to Betsy and then come back, the business blows up. So really, if there's an area of your business or your life that is not at the level that you dream it could be, reach out to Betsy. First of all, get the free gift here. Reach out to her, do her online course, because she's committed to supporting you in having it all, as we are. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Miss Betsy. I love you. You know that. And to all of our viewers, thank you for joining us for this episode of the Yes, You Can Have It All Summit. And be sure to check your inbox for the next interview coming up, giving you all the tools and resources you need to experience that extraordinary, delicious life. Thanks, everybody. Bye, Betsy.
Bye-bye. Thank you.